Aw, yeah.
Oh yeah, where have you been? It's been a boring ass day.
I know. I know. I mean, when I have to, dude, teaching, I would argue that teaching is the toughest job on the planet because of
Yeah.
how much fucking energy it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm fucking exhausted. Exhausted because you're like fucking standing on your head. These kids are giving you the middle finger with their facial expressions. Yeah, I know. One day, and I'm like, I quit.
You're like you're like took abuse one place and now you came online. Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so much. I think it's a lot of work to do well.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to do it well, it's a lot of work. If
If
you
you want to
just,
be animated and stuff, it's exhausting.
yeah, if
Are you kidding me?
you care about what you're teaching, it's a lot of work. Because I could have just been like, all right, let me just read some slides, click, click, click.
It's true.
You know, rhetorical questions. It's basically a sales pitch, eh? Trying to sell them on the whole idea,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Asking them questions. What do you think? You think this is true? You think Pythagoras just fell down one day and discovered math? Is that what happened? Okay. Right? So there was no other civilizations on planet Earth, huh? They just showed up one day with a fucking calculator. Right. So it's a lot of energy. What's been going on?
Nothing, man. Nothing.
It's,
Just the usual, making a bunch of art, just kind of screwing around.
yeah, Ali's been making more art
Yeah, I've
recently.
just been making a bunch of cool stuff.
Yo, you should show Dan some of the things you did with
She's
the.
been posting her inkies.
No, it's a new thing you're working on. Tell him.
Oh,
Uh
well,
oh.
that's good. Yeah. So a friend of mine and I we graduated from the same degree, so we were in biology together,
Cool.
and we were laughing about just animals doing their mating things and how ridiculous it seems, right? So we're writing a book together of AI art of post-coitus interactions between animals. So kind of
Wow.
like anthropomorphizing them and like getting them to see like what they would say after coitus, right? So
Wow.
for instance, I have a page of like two praying mantises and they're like, God, he tasted so fucking weird. Or like, I don't know. Or
Wow. It's cool.
what else? Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. I started recording or making chapters from this audiobook, and that's been kind of wild. I don't know. I gotta like do more of that. And then the other thing I did was I started sort of doing like a Danalog, but with AI art in the background. So I kind of go through each piece. Yeah, it's kind of
Ooh.
cool. Just kind of like talk about how like the piece came together, what the mix is, and that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's been a kind of fun screwing around day. That's cool. That's good. I love seeing you remix your inkies with different things. That was cool. And I saw you do an animation the other day too. Some kind of crazy animation you did. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike turned me on to this like simple animator that takes doodles that kids do and like
Yeah.
animates them. So it was like some dad who made this for his kid.
Him about the
Yeah. Was that the same thing we saw on LinkedIn? I thought I saw something like that on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it was on LinkedIn.
Yes. Can you send me the link in DM?
Yeah,
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I like stuff like that. Anything easy animators, I'm a bit of a sucker
it's
for.
it's like a easy control net.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was tempted to get that Kaleem. There's like this Kaleem 3D that lets you take a doodle
Hmm.
and it'll then turn that into a 3D object. And then from the 3D object, then you can like extrude it and then you can give it a mocap pattern and it's like instant, 3D kind of object or something like that. Of course, it's not cheap. Everything out there is surface. But I like those quick manifestation tools that help you get ideas going. Very cool.
It's just part of this guy. Your claim is that uh, he didn't explore. reality. What could be more of an exploration of reality than serving at a hospice?
Mm.
So this guy was like, so check this out. You know Ramdas? You must know Ramdas.
Yeah.
Dan?
I've heard the name.
He
Yeah, I
was one
think
of those
so.
Timothy Leary type motherfuckers.
Right.
So this guy's saying, oh, you know, he should have explored something more, right?
Yeah.
What? And I asked him, what should he have explored? I'm like, and he goes, the realm of reality.
Hmm.
And I'm like, didn't he work with people who were dying as a way to deepen his spiritual practice? And he's like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm like, what the fuck? Your
Wow.
claim is that he didn't explore reality. I'm trying to tell you that what could be more of an exploration of reality than sitting with people and helping them out when they know they're going to die?
Yeah.
What else should he have done? Explore Mars? Fucking put back together the asteroid belt? Some people, can you
Yeah.
believe that people, like, no matter what you do, they'll be like, nah, there's still an asteroid belt. You can put that back together. It's like there's always like another level of something that,
Yes.
you know, yeah, you didn't do that shit. That was like, what?
Still not worthy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What's going on in the AI doom space?
You know, I haven't really been keeping up with it too much. I've been trying to. I passed some of the LangChain stuff off to a
Nice.
friend of mine, just to help me parallel process and whatnot, and then got checked out a couple different tools to do some of this. What I really want to do on a lot of the scraping stuff is I want to move to a point where it's like almost like a prompt, where you can give it a URL and you have to be more specific. Obviously, you can't be just the domain, but you're giving it the intent. And you're starting to see some of those tools where like, what is your intent for this piece of data? So it's kind of like the LangChain connection kind of stuff, but it's all on that prompt stack. Uh, which is like the agents that like the auto GTP, which is another thing I haven't tried, but that's very directive kind of stuff. Do this, go there, do that, action, come back. So you're starting to see people doing lots of these agents where it's like you will go and scrape this data, throw it over here on Tuesday, always take this file, throw it that way. Somebody gave the chat GTP like commands for it not only to code but automatically update GitHub, so it was like posting its own code. He had it on a schedule, like every day he works on this scraper. He was like, works on Pegasus and updates. So it's like, people are getting
Yeah.
into that part.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, I was
Yeah.
just trying to keep up with that, and still talk to a lot of my clients, and they still can't. I had to really changing up the I don't know, the business models. It's almost going to like I can see it just going to a subscription. It's kind of like a care
Okay.
subscription. It's like someone pays me a certain amount of money a month just to think about them. And it's just a blanket thing. It's like, it's less about the projects that they want, and it's more about sort of the aggregate outcome that's capable and how much they're capable of sort of paying. And then it's more flexible on my end. Because what happens with low end jobs is the specifics and the sort of expectations can get really out of whack, and before you know it, you're not making anything, and then it's kind of like you're doing the work to do the work, but you can only do that like 2 or 3 times before you decide to cut yourself. You know what I mean? You're just not gonna keep doing that. Yeah. So, and that's also kind of like, what are you doing, Dan? Here you go again. You're recreating the agency. What the fuck you doing? Go back to you. Go over there and ask for a check. Finish the audiobook. Ask for $1. It's like I had to cross that threshold. I'm still working on it.
the waiting on other people to make decisions so that you can move forward with your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't like every time it's a recurring thing for
Yeah.
me where it's like, you know, if I'm always waiting on someone to say yes for something, then I'm always, you know what I mean? Like,
I
ugh.
know. I hate it. But it's also like you can't always be on the fucking ledge, you know what I mean? Like you can't always sort of put yourself out there. Like you need that time where you re-energize, right? You kind of need time where you
It's almost
just
like you have to figure out how to hire yourself. Because if a
yeah,
client asked you to write a book and they
right,
paid you the money, you'd probably write the book, right?
right,
And if they
exactly.
gave you all the specs and described exactly the book that
Yeah,
you intend to write, you'd probably do it for like 50 grand or
right,
whatever it is. So it's like, why wouldn't, yeah. And I say this
yeah,
because I think about that for myself. Like, yo,
yeah,
let me not, and whenever I do client work, it's like, yo, if I put this same fucking effort to my
yeah,
own shit,
yeah. That's a really good point, man. A really good point. Yeah. The other thing too is like I've been making art lately, and I look at it, and I'm like, man, this stuff is really fucking good. I gotta do more
it is really good.
contests,
I saw that.
you know?
Or maybe, you know, what would be interesting actually is
Yeah,
if you were able to somehow have the collection and be like, yo, if you want to remix or do anything with these pieces,
yeah,
just pay me a royalty or whatever, and God
yeah,
bless. You know?
yeah. I thought about releasing like image sets because dude, there's like 70,000
Yeah,
fucking Midjourney
yeah.
images. You know what I
So
mean?
imagine you had your own pexels,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I'm starting to think a lot closer like that just because. Well, the other things I really liked in anime when I worked in anime, we would do these. We would do image packs for the fans where they could
Hmm.
come and download a bunch of wallpapers, right? And I always love the when people do the Japanese sort of like the wallpaper with the calendar in it, and sort of be on your desktop, and it would be like whether the month is and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I love stuff like that. I always like the extras that you can get on any show, any kind of extras. I even think sometimes of like when I make the pieces, going back and doing a big audio piece when I make them for a series, you know what I mean? Almost like an archive. Like after let's say you start a thread, you're on a Scooby Doo and space thread, you're basically going to generate 300 images over the next 2 hours. But then at the end, I make a note to go through those images and record audio. So it's a keepsake. But it's not just a keepsake. It's also I'm constantly thinking about the B-roll. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is good B-roll footage. Make that. That's good B-roll footage. Put that there. But you're right. I gotta push more stuff across the finish line, just like I do with the art. You know what I mean? I just make it and
I,
ship it.
I'm I'm telling you this because I've
Yeah.
been planning on writing a book for fucking 10 years, and we finally like got it printed, like the
Yeah.
prototype. And then we started showing it people, and they're like, "Oh man, we really love this book." And part of me is happy, and part of me is like, "I wonder if I should have published earlier." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, um, I think if anything, what we've done on Twitter Spaces is generate an audience for potential paid products.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of people
Totally.
that would pay for your stuff. I think.
Yeah. I feel the pull of the audience all the time. I feel like I'm supposed to be.
And technically, like before you go on Nawful, you should have buy my book on fucking Amazon, right? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So when they look at your profile, they jump to the
Yeah.
book, buy the book, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. I just it's weird, man. The universe just keeps telling you to pull over, What are you doing? Stop going that way. It's not even that. It's also kind of like,
Oh,
you know,
is this the refusal of the call stage for you of
oh.
the hero's journey? Right?
No, I no, it's not. I actually am leaning more into it. It's just that it's hard to explain.
But it feels like you're getting through it slowly, right? To get
Yeah,
to
I
the
am.
underworld, because
Yeah,
there's always this push and pull, like because you
yeah,
have half of
yeah,
your feet in the pre-reality, and one foot in the post reality, and there's always a. And I say this as someone who was planning to write a book for a long time and finally publish. I printed the book like 2 days ago, right? So this is not some like old advice that I've always followed. This is something that I'm experiencing now myself.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I know
Worst case
I
scenario,
have to
you
listen
do.
to this audiobook stuff. I really need more
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on it, for sure.
What's the audiobook on?
Well, right now I have two. So the first one is actually a short story that I wrote in a weekend for like a word prompt thing. I did this word prompt thing for a couple years. And it's a short story about an android that is assigned to this woman, and they're doing like this mission to basically try to save humanity. And can't spoil it for you, but it's a cool story. And then the other book is the one I wrote about the strippers and everything when I was in the club. But it sounds really cool when I listen to it, and it has some tweaks in the playback. But there's a part of me that's like, I'm okay with that. There's like, I don't want to get stuck in the fuss. I hate when I get stuck in the fuss, when I like fuss with something forever. I just want to ship and just, I almost just want to like, put stuff on napkins and throw it in the yard and be like, that's the way it works. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just kidding. People are arriving. Hello, hello.
What's going on, Coach?
You got
Biochin?
Coach
Is that it? Biochin?
Bayoshin.
Biosin? Is that like the original sin of man?
It could be.
Right?
Yeah, well, the
No.
profile started in 2011, and that's about when mankind
Ooh.
started. Some AI in there. He's
AD
followed
is
by
after
Scooble.
dollar.
This is a bogey right here. We got a bogey. See, the Scooble's following him, so
I don't know about Bokeh, but
I don't know. It's a bogey in the house right there. Oh, he left. Oh wow. But
all right, what's happening?
not much. What's going on, Coach?
Just watching the game, talking
Yeah, that's
some
good.
shit online. The usual. The usual.
That's cool, man. I'm making Jeeps. I'm
There you
making
go.
World War II Jeeps for some reason. I don't know. I just like to screw around. I kind of like old, like Russian missile systems. They look really crazy looking, and then you like smash them into Japanese mechanical art, and you get these really twisted machines.
Are you building like the like kits, like the World War II Jeep kits?
I'm just making AI art. There's no
Okay.
particular rhyme or reason. I'm just playing around with concept art, and actually, I'm playing around with these the different AI image render tools render in different ways, and so it's fun sometimes to take an image from one system and bring it back into Midjourney and have Midjourney try to interpret it. You always get really different prompts, and so it's kind of fun to play with.
I still have not like tried any of that yet. The
Oh
AI,
man,
like Chat GPT and all that shit. I haven't done it yet.
dude, you're living in a bubble. That's all right though.
Right.
It could be it's a good way to live right now. You're not suffering like the rest of us are in terms of trying to interpret what we're doing. You're not, you're free of that.
One of my professors, McGraw Hill is his publisher. So you never know.
McGraw Hill, they have an office here in Columbus. I've done some stuff for them long ago. Yeah, they do a lot of education books. Kind of wonder how they're going to change with AI. It should be interesting. If they'll change.
Can you imagine creating an agent for all of their books? Like they would be the ones that could create it the most easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof! Can you imagine if you got like a subscription to McGraw Hill GPT? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally, man.
That'd be crazy, and have it provide sources.
what's the what's that service that does you can learn online, starts with a K, I forget.
Con.
Oh, Khan Academy. Yeah. They're starting to implement it. Yeah, too. I think you're going to start seeing it in a lot of places and certifications, a lot of different places. But is AI here to take us over? Will AI kill us all? That's the big discussion this week on The Big Scare.
Oh, maybe it's like the Borg, where we will be assimilated.
Yeah, that's what people think, man. We're to Mario space and everybody's hemorrhaging. It's going to get us.
It's like a space where they're just yelling, "Get to the chopper!"
It is. Get to the chopper. Yeah, I mean, you have that. And then you always have the guy on there that just, it gives you like it's going to get rid of all our jobs. VR is going to be great. Never going to leave that. Never going to leave our homes. We're going to be sucked into the machine. It's kind of like, I want to kind of be with that guy like in 1985 and see what that thing was,
I like
Broadband's
that.
going to kill us.
What did you say to Melleby? What are we gonna do? Put the light bulb back in the box? That's what you
Yeah,
want to do?
right. Yeah. Yeah, Melody and Sherry were in a channel earlier today. Classic, doing a classic. Like, I love Sherry and Rachel on there. So Rachel is another like English girl, and I just had a blast making fun of their accent and kind of replying to them. Sherry, just as elegant as she likes to sort of talk, and that was a lot of fun, sort of sparring with her. And it was the classic conversation where she's like, why do men are so confusing? And I was like, it's simple. A man wants a petite woman to walk across his back with high heels. And she's like, yes, but why? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to explain why. In fact, that actually ruins the high for me. You just put the heels on and
Kind of
whistle.
like Marco mode.
But
It's
it was also
interesting.
kind of
Mhm.
it's also kind of weird. I feel like sometimes, like, I don't know. There's like a lot of women that kind of get men, they get a man, and they're fine. You know what I mean? They're content. And then there's a whole just swath of women and men, I guess, that are just like perpetually in the like, I just don't know. I don't get how it's done. And you're like, well, all right, maybe it's just been hard for you. You know what I mean? Like they
Sometimes I'm like,
project it like
listen.
it's an
Sometimes I'm like, listening to this conversation, I think I
yeah,
have the answer, but I can't say it out loud.
yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's because you converse about it like this that nobody's willing to tell you.
yeah, yeah. So it was just kind of funny.
Can you do the Melody the fuck?
What?
Melody, she gets in the fuck mode.
Oh yeah, yeah. She got into fuck mode, and then even earlier, I was in a channel listening to what was it? Sherry said something like she like dropped the c word back to back on something, and I was just like, I don't want to like call her name out, like Sherry, like saying her last name or something. How dare you c word in your own channel? It's funny. Weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
I want to put them all in the same room. Like who would be the Mount Rushmore? You'd have Melody, Septima, Sherry,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're
Yeah,
Lauren of Light.
Lagatha.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
now Lagatha alone is like a nuclear bomb in a room. She's just like,
I like when Lagatha disagrees with women because that's when everything goes
oh
real. Like,
yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah. And she just goes off on them. Why would you do that? Like just
She's the queen of the rhetorical questions. Don't you think that when you have the guns and then you shoot the people, then they fall down and you're wondering why are they falling all the time?
right.
I think it's pretty obvious what the problem is.
Oh man.
I've been listening to everyone for so long. I just have the essence of their arguments. Like Peter goes into the philosophical thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is the fucking point of all of it? You know? So he has
Right.
that. The extrapolation of a present reality that we don't even understand. Right? You know,
Yep, that's
this is
true.
going to happen in the future. Oh, really? Haven't we always gotten this wrong?
It is kind of like, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, I want to strive for not, like, sometimes, you know how sometimes you're critical of that one kind of opposition that you always get, and then you find yourself like sliding into how easy it is to do that opposition, and you're like,
Uh,
no, this is not who I am. Right?
you,
Yeah,
I treat it like a challenge to like just come up with like different approaches. Be like, I tried this approach. Okay, let's try this one. You know,
yeah,
it takes conscious effort,
yeah. Funny.
but they don't come back and talk as much anymore.
Well, who does? Who doesn't?
Oh, like you know, like the people
Like it doesn't anymore. I don't know.
there.
Can I see
There's
it?
been a cycling.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's true.
which is natural.
That's true. And as a host, you tend to be the first to see the pattern. Um, yeah, the great cycling.
And it's healthy, right? You know, you know, forest fires and tree growth, all that shit.
That's true. We should be aspiring to get new blood.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
hmm hmm No initiation required. No SHIB or NFTs or ordinals. We welcome you all the same. If you want to
No,
ship those
do
control,
you want to bring some people in here? I can bring some people in here if you want.
yeah. Come on, let's get some people. We want to talk about whatever real shit you want us to talk about. You can talk about it. Um, but that would be great.
The other thing is, I haven't been inviting
Mm.
people. Does that make sense? I just want to
Yeah,
see who
you've
naturally
been
is.
doing lots of just natural.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to show up? Who's the board? Dan's the board. He's bored. He'll show up fast. That's true.
Peter usually shows up.
Yeah.
You know, I want to try that. Did you see that link I posted where the guy was explaining how to use Google Colab to do the voice swapping singing?
Yeah.
That's what I want to try.
What was he swapping?
So, you know, there's this thing on TikTok where people are like using Kanye's voice to
Oh
sing
yeah,
different
yeah,
songs,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? But I want to try different voices. I want to
yeah.
be like, I want to Beyonce sing this dance hall song or this
Right, right,
Afrobeat
right.
song. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to stretch the
Yeah,
genres. Right now, they're staying within genre. I want to see like, I don't know. Let's see what Elton John sounds like singing reggae. You know, shit like
right.
that.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that.
I would love to hear Elton John singing reggae. I would
What
love
reggae?
to hear that.
What reggae song? What song? Do you any song?
I mean, I'm not a reggae guy, so all I'm gonna go to is fucking Bob Marley because that's all I
Okay.
know.
No, that'd be great. We could have Elton John
hmm
sings "Jammin'."
Yeah, or singing "No Cry"
The remix with Lauryn Hill or the original?
original.
Okay.
No, Lauren Hill's actually, and she's
So,
hot.
yeah, that was probably. Remember they did that whole album where it was like Bob Marley and like
uh-huh.
current artists.
uh,
now the thing is like, all right, you ever like open a few tabs to do something, and then you're like, no. So that's the kind of mode I'm in, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be finishing that up. Went for a bike ride today, and this guy, slightly shady looking, he he's riding in front of me, and then he falls behind me, and so now you're kind of like pretending to like look at the scenery to make sure he's not behind you. And then about 2 minutes later, he passes me, and he has another bike beside him. You know, when people like are riding a bike and they have another bike beside them that they're just holding the handlebars for. I'm like, this guy just stole this bike.
That's fucked up.
I'm like, what? Here, let me put it to the top. I didn't want to say anything in the post, obviously, but yeah, it's not summer until.
That's fucked up. It's not summer until someone's stealing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Like it's like the Groundhog Day, you know?
Right.
How do you know it's summer? Oh, when the groundhog steals a bike. What's up, Steve? What are you saying?
What's good? What's good?
Chilling. We're just taking in the end of human labor. How you handling it?
Oh, I love it.
You must be a robot.
Human connection.
You think there's still a market for that?
Yeah, there's a lot of addicts out here in this world.
Oh, social addicts?
Full blown drug addicts, alcoholics, you name it. I don't think a robot can help them.
Oh, so you don't think the robot can replace a good hit?
A good psychologist. What do you think?
I kind of like that notion that like AI won't be able to handle us when we're drunk. That's kind of cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
you're
so
right.
funny.
How is
We
it
could
going
ask,
to
hey
handle us
AI,
when we're...
hey AI, how do we handle this fentanyl epidemic? And it's like it closes the window.
Right. It'll just order DoorDash and keep us fed. Kind of delay.
I wonder if somebody has tried asking, ChatGPT, was it GPT?
Mm-hmm.
How do you help a struggling alcoholic?
Good question. Probably going to give you a generic answer, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I work in the field, so that's what I do. I'll help a lot of people get off the streets, right? But we during the pandemic, and I'm in California, and you got everything was done on Zoom for 3 years. So just about a month ago.
Are there addicts in California?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you go
So
to the beach towns, and weather's warm. You camp outside. You don't get in trouble.
So I'm curious, like, what answer have you come to in your work? If you had to work with an alcoholic, what would you say to them? Or how would you interact with them? Not necessarily what would you say.
Well, no, I just just meeting them where they're at, and then just trying to promote self-efficacy. I mean, you got different stages of people's addictions. You got people that they drink heavily every day, but however can hold a job, keep a home, get kids through school. However, the whole house is walking on eggshells, right? Then you got your fentanyl, homeless, cracked out, gacked out, meth addict that's sleeping in the tent, not taking a shower, not eating, and is talking to shadow people. So basically, um, you need time and abstinence. Now, how much time? Maybe 30 days of sobriety to get your head straight, right? And then a whole bunch of support there from moving forward. To answer your question.
I heard. Sorry, I was just. So, I heard that alcohol withdrawal is the only withdrawal that can be lethal.
Yes, alcohol in your benzodiazepines, your
Okay.
benzos.
Mm-hmm.
Those two right there. If you're late stage, straight up addicted to that, and you quit just right then and there, you would go into serious withdrawals, and it could be lethal. Correct. Are you, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I think we're just all checked out at the moment, but it's all good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. You enjoy your syndicate. What is the syndicate background noise? I love it.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I mean, background noise can be a lot of things. It can be silence, or it can be the static chatter of random folks.
Yeah, I have my right hand in the sink. What are you guys up to? Just chilling?
I feel like we're all falling asleep. I feel like I am.
Like metaphorically or like actually?
No, really, real sleep. I can totally sleep. There's a part I'm like stuck between staying up, and I think I might do a sleep and then wake up early. Plan is to go to Michigan tomorrow, maybe. So we'll see. It'd be like road show morning, but I don't know. It's quiet. It's been everybody's been doing real world stuff, I guess.
I mean, I went for a bike ride today. That was like the most real world thing I've done in a long time.
It's good, man. It's good. Felt good, yeah. Doing a little nature, moving the body and everything. Good.
Well, it's like, when you're sitting in front of the computer and you just can't bring yourself to do anything? You ever have
Yeah,
those? You
yeah.
just sit there and it's just like, okay, you know what? I could sit in front of this computer and not have anything happen, even though, there's a bunch of things I want to do. And I realize, oh, maybe I can't do it because I need to like fucking unwind a bit. And since it was so gorgeous outside, I was like, oh, let's try this.
No, definitely with you on that. Yeah, I'm the same thing with like, I don't know. Every time I see like a patch of green grass, I'm like, oh man, I just go out there and lay in that grass. The grass needs to be visited, especially if there's no animals around. That's some prime grass to lay down in. Maybe there's a tree. Oh, that'd be great. Maybe even better if there's like a little bit of water, like running. Love a good stream. Ugh, I could hang out at a stream forever. Oh, Mary's making her rounds. What?
Have you had the DoorDash discussion?
No dash. We're gonna try to resist.
Saturday night? Okay.
Mary got some stoner coloring books in the mail.
They're colored by number.
Ooh.
A stoner coloring book by number. Can you
Yeah.
say more words?
Yeah, I mean,
I just ran across them and I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I think we need these.
Like it.
What makes it stoner?
Well, for one,
Like-
mine all look like a girl smoking a cigarette. So she,
Okay.
yeah. What do you got, Mary?
It has like a skull face and a marijuana leaf.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Should pack that in the car tomorrow. We'll color those on the way up.
Yeah.
Like Guns N' Roses, but instead of alcohol, it's marijuana.
Yeah, these are fun.
That's awesome. I haven't colored in a while.
You may have to color.
Well, you need to.
I know.
We need to take my art and make my. It's funny. I was looking at ways to do stencil color books today.
I like that effect where you know, when you use the pencil crayon and you make the edges really dark and the inside really shaded very lightly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my go-to because I'm not really good as an artist. So when I found one technique that looks good, I just fucking latched onto it.
There you go.
Ali can draw.
Fun.
Actually, there was someone trained one of the Leonardo models on the coloring book image style.
That's cool.
So you just created images where you could just color it in. I was like, oh, fuck. You could take anyone.
Yeah,
near the
that's
Disney
really
creative.
cool. So everything looks like it's just a colored in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bring it into MS Paint and whatever, and just like fill it with the bucket.
Well, I'm gonna crash for a bit. I'll
Mhm.
try to scout back and see if I can find y'all chatting late into the night. I hope so.
Mhm.
See you around, man. Bye bye.
All love.